Hello! So you may be wondering why I look quite similar to the video in which I showed you this kind of Black Mirror TV show by Netflix inspired eye look. It is because I just did that right now, and I don't know what order these videos are going to be uploaded in, but I'm going to make 3 in one sitting. So get ready for me looking like this for 3 videos. It is very unlikely that any one of you will watch all 3 of them because my audience is so very sparse and rare, but here goes nothing. I'm going into my last semester of my last year of my law degree, and it is going to be very busy, so I might as well make videos while I still can. So today I wanted to show you this really amazing palette by Makeup Revolution. Now this palette is by Makeup Revolution, and it is just this one here, as you can see, and I've mentioned this before. This is called Makeup Revolution London Blush Palette. Now, oh, there we go. At the back it says Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold Ultra Professional Blush Palette. So it is called Blush Palette on the front. On the back it actually says Blush and Contour Palette, which I can see and understand. But I want you to see just these shades because they are very interesting. This is quite a rose goldy shade. This is a pale rose blush that's very matte actually, and I'm going to swatch them for you as well. This is a rose color, very pink but very highlighty. This shade here is like this peach highlighted color. This is a true very intense gold. This is a yellow gold. This is, these two are kind of contour, this one being a little bit less intense than this one at the bottom here. So honestly, this is basically like a 3-in-1 palette. You've got a blush here, you've got highlighter, you've got like 3-4 different highlighters, and then you've got some contouring, and I've done bronzing with this palette before as well. And this only costs, in Superdrug, this only costs £6. In the US, this is only carried in Ulta, apparently. It says, that's the only place I found it, and there's a little tag saying only at Ulta, and it is $10. Now this is called the Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold Ultra Professional Blush Palette. There is a different one called just the Blush Palette on the Ulta website, or on the Superdrug one it's called the Ultra Blush Palette. So they are a little bit different, and you'll see that this one that I'm talking about has more highlighted shades. The other one seems to, and I didn't see it in person so I can't tell you, but the other one seems to have more matte shades, which are obviously no good for highlighting. So the reason I'm actually making this video about this palette is because it's so budget and affordable, and it has literally everything that you can possibly want from like a face palette. If of course this matches your shade, your skin tone, you have a bronzer and a contour, and that one will be the most difficult to obviously match for people because the paler and the darker skin tones will obviously not be able to use this. But even at that, you've still got 4 shades that are either 5 nice highlighters or like this very kind of pale pink blush. So I wouldn't really use that blush. I feel like this blush would only really be nice on really fair or really dark skin tones. So this is the blushy shade right here. It is very pale on my skin, and I feel like it could be a very just a subtle blush. This one is next on the top row, and it is just kind of peachy highlighted shade. Next one there, the third one in the top row, is just this really light gold. And then the last one in the top row is the lighter of the two, or is it darker? It's kind of difficult to say. The kind of bronzy matte shade. Then the first one on the bottom, we've got this kind of very pale copper shade. It's very highlighty as well. This one's the rosiest, but it's very highlighty as well. This one is probably one of my, probably my favorite. It's literally just really intense gold shade. And then the last one, of course, is the other matte brown shade. So this is how these swatch. For the price of this and for the quality of these, I feel like this is an amazing palette. So right now I'm just going to highlight my face because this is the only thing that I haven't done right now. I've done my eyes, well, apart from my lips, done my eyes, brows, my face, so I haven't highlighted. So I've got this little highlighting brush here, and what I've done before is I've actually done the yellow shade and then the bronze shade, but I don't want to do that right now because it doesn't really go with my eyes. So what I want to do, I think I want to use this peachy shade here, so I'm just going to grab that. There is zero fallout virtually. It's just kind of tapping off that brush and going into the netherworld really. And I just realized I didn't put any inner corner highlight in my other eye, but anyway, doesn't really matter. I'm going to do that later. So I'm just going to hit that on the cheekbones, and I'm just going to zoom the camera in so that you can kind of get a closer look at how it's applying. It is really blinding. So, I mean, this is a really nice highlighter, honestly. I don't think I would use the blush because it's really highlighty. The matte one is too pale, and the darker one, well, one, it's too rosy for me anyway. I think it could be really nice on someone darker than me or lighter than me, but it's highlighty, and I don't really like that. So unless you wanted to skip highlighter day and just do the blush and highlighter kind of all in one go, I think that would be really nice. But this shade is really, really cute. It's like this coral peachy realness going on, and honestly, like, I really like it. I don't think it's going like too well with these eyes anyway, because these are so intense. I feel like purple would have gone much better with these, and I might do that just off camera for when I'm actually using this look. But I think for showing you this palette, this is honestly really good. I do really want to show you this gold. This gold here, I'm just going to use the same brush. This gold here really reminds me, not in shade, but in intensity, it reminds me of Trophy Wife, because honestly it's like eyeshadow, and obviously Trophy Wife is so intense as well, you can use it as eyeshadow, but this is obviously in like a blush highlighter palette, and just look at how intense that is. And same here. Like, this is obviously so intense, and I could never wear this. I'm going to need to diffuse that right now. But the point is that this is so good, and you could do so many things with this. The good thing with like really intense products is that you can work them to be less intense. Most of the time they're really good, and I mean, these you totally can. Whereas if something is really just not pigmented, you can't really help it. Very rarely do you have like buildable makeup. Like, it has to be really high quality. So I think this is a really good palette if you're looking for something like 3-in-1 blush, 4-in-1 even, blush, contour, bronzer, and highlighter, and not just one highlighter, like 4 different ones. I'm gonna end this video right here. I hope you enjoyed this kind of a quick look at like this really cool find in a Superdrug store and just really budget line. Makeup Revolution is really budget. Let me know down in the comments below if you think this is kind of a waste of time, if I'm just kind of reviewing one makeup item that's really cheap, or if it's worth the time. So I think it could be quite cool for me to, kind of go sometimes into Superdrug and pick up a really budget item and kind of review it for you, whether it's good or not. The only reason I'm reviewing this one is because I think it's a really good find and you might really be able to use it. But if you'd like to kind of see me just reviewing random Superdrug items, whether they are good or not, just for your, like, the enjoyment of the reviewing of it, just let me know down in the comments below and I might just do that. Anyway, I don't want this video to be super long, so I'm going to let you know that subscription to my channel, as always, is of course optional. I'm going to be running some giveaways on my channel very soon in January 2018, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!